up, everybody? My name is Panda Punk. Welcome to my channel. We're going to move forward with the cash Gernon case. Now, I do want to share a video from triggered crimes of the town hall, or where the city council member C. Thomas and Chief E. Garcia hold this meeting with the community of where cash was, at least in the time being, placed with Monica. So they hold this town meeting, and you can hear the frustration with the community, with the city council members, with the chief of police, Mr. Garcia. I think we're just all in this, oh my God, when is Cash going to get justice? I do personally believe that it is not looking good for Darian. It is not looking good. And it shouldn't. Despite whatever conspiracies are out there, like I said, there's theories that he was manipulated to do this. I just want to emphasize that it's a theory. It's not 100% true, because as of right now, the clip that I'm going to show you, there is someone who works in the Dallas Police Department who will share the facts of what they have as of right now. And I think going off of her words, just kind of saying, hey, this is what we have. When forensics come back and it's Darian 100%, they are going to charge him, and I guarantee it's going to be capital murder. So let's look at, I'm gonna jump into this clip, and then I'll go into where Garcia and a community member are speaking, and you can see the frustration between both. I also want to show you how far the police department is from where Cash Gernon's home's at. You know, the distance between the police department and the area where Cash was found. So let's begin. So this is a clip where Chief Garcia will speak with one of the community members, and you can hear the frustration with that community member. Pay attention that he does appreciate that they try to do their job, but you can hear the frustration of his concerns, and it sounds like there's been we know this. There's been multiple reports of Darian Brown being reported, or a suspect out in the neighborhood, breaking ring cameras, breaking security cameras, trying to get through cars, just in very odd times in the morning, doing crime. So let's pay attention to what this community member has to say, and you can hear the frustration between both and the disconnect between both.
I just wanted to ask, for a month my family lived in fear, and I was up until 5 o'clock in the morning after this gentleman threatened my family's life. Okay? So that was a long time for me to be under that duress, to find out that this occurred as well. And you said it was a long drive out here. So imagine if I'm in fear for my life and I call an officer and it takes him a long time to come out here because he's not here, then what? Then I wait another month for what? For him to actually commit a murder? I appreciate y'all being here, and I love the work you do, okay? My brother is the Deputy Attorney General of the state of Texas, all right? I understand what it takes to be done, okay? And I appreciate everything. I appreciate what y'all do. I'm glad you're here, okay? But it doesn't take away the fact that I have lived at a heightened sense of awareness for a month in fear of my family having happened to them what occurred to this child. And I don't know what, then I hear, okay, well, he was apprehended on the 27th. I called 911 multiple times. He lived down the street from me and was returned to that house.
We had him on video. We gave the video a month ago.
The question inside of me is, you say you want to help, and these are great words, okay?
How?
But how? Because this did happen, and it's not like it came out of nowhere. And I guess that's the question I'm asking is, why did it get to this point? Because I know everybody here is asking that question. Why did it get to a child losing his life before we have this presence here?
Because we've been calling.
That's it.
I'm sorry, did you do what?
We've been calling and showing video to the reporting.
He was walking down our street. We called on Friday at 6:44 p.m. before that Saturday morning, because he was walking down our street exposing himself. That's 7-8 hours before this occurred.
Yes. And a month before this occurred, video of him in our driveway, getting into our cars. We reported it. We turned in the video. Another video.
Emotion.
I'm sorry.
So again, we're not talking from emotion. We're asking a question everybody wants to know. It's great that y'all are here, and I love it. I appreciate it greatly.
Yes.
Don't mistake my concerns for anything other than, you know, I'm at my wit's end.
What can we do?
And how do we go from here? If somebody else comes down my street, threatens my family's life, am I in the same boat where I've got to sit up? I don't want any of my neighbors here down this way, because a lot of them responded on next door saying they should take matters in their own hands. And I don't want that to happen. I was concerned for that child who was in my driveway threatening my family. My kids grew up here. I grew up and graduated Duncanville High School in 1992. I've been here forever. And most of the kids I know because I taught them in Duncanville baseball, or they are friends of my sons. And so I look at mannerisms. I look at their face, because that shows me the little boy they used to be. Then I can go talk to the parents and help them. But in this case, it was bigger than that. So what do I do the next time this happens? What?
Well, let me say this. And when I said, off of Boston Street, so it's a little bit further than where your station is. So you do have a response that comes out, and they do a great job. I'll say this: we need to work. We need to continue to work together. And here's what I say, and why I say that is there's going to be times you're going to call the police, right? We're going to go out. We'll deal with the issue, but that doesn't mean that individuals aren't going to come back. We have to remain vigilant. There is no secret remedy where, unless someone does something extraordinary, where they're going to be taken from the community and not come back at some point.
Sure.
So the point I'm simply making is we need to continue just to be vigilant, and we need to practice teamwork together so we get that information and respond out as quickly as we can to take care of the issue. I've said this before, I don't point fingers at the rest of the criminal justice system. If we have to come back 20 times to take care of your problem, we're gonna come back 20 times to do it.
Right.
Okay, so we just need to continue to have that partnership to do that. And if there's issues, we are not perfect, but if there's issues that slip through the cracks that we need to work with, you have a team, you have majors, you have chiefs that will able to correct those problems.
And I guess that's what my question is because the police officers that came out got there 20, 30 minutes, which is fine. They did great when they got there. But if the kids roam in the neighborhood, am I supposed to hold on to them for that 20 or 30 minutes? Because they say, even when they come out, we want to help you, but we can't do anything unless we catch them in the act. So then he's continuing to roam in the neighborhood. He's continuing to roam the neighborhood over and over again. And we call over and over again. Y'all do your best to try to do what you can to help stop him. But because there's nobody that's 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away, you won't catch him. So that's the question I think I want to answer, is how do we get to that point where we can work together? Because we were trying to stay vigilant.
Well, you said you had cameras, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, that's helpful. I'm not quite sure what conversation you had with the officers that responded. If you have evidence of wrongdoing, then that's something we can use. Absolutely.
Okay.
And so I don't know in your particular case what occurred, but if there's evidence that we can use on a crime that happened, we can't do anything unless we catch them in the act. It depends on what occurs, but that's not necessarily accurate, right? So we need to know that. And now, especially if we have these meetings, this is information that we take back to the station with regards to areas where we have. It'd be great to know where there's video surveillance, who's got cameras, where can we work together so that we know if something happens, we know to go here because we know that we may find some evidence there to help us with the crime.
And I know I worked with Detective Erzamina. Is that how you say it? Is that right? And he's helped me a great deal. But it's, again, it got to this point. So I don't.
What do we do?
I don't know. I've got cameras, like you said, get surveillance. I've got those. I called the police. So I can't stay up till 5:30 every morning. I got to go to work, and that's what I was doing.
And that's what
so
we did.
what do we do to work with you in this case so it doesn't happen again?
They got to keep calling us. You have to keep calling us, and we'll respond. You have to keep calling us. Unfortunately, I wish we could put an officer in every neighborhood in the city of Dallas.
Sure, I understand.
But we can't do that.
I know, yeah.
And so we triage calls as they come in, but you got to keep calling us for a couple of reasons. Number one, so that we know and we respond out. And number two, where we know where we may need more officers and more resources. Okay, so that's how we can help each other out from that perspective. But in particular, when crimes occur, you have to call us. It's something that we have to take back to our officers as to how to be more vigilant, as to be how to be more trauma informed when things occur, as to how to handle investigations. Because again, we're not perfect. We're very busy from time to time. Then those are things that we can take back from a training perspective. But I tell you what I've seen since I've been here has not been a matter of laziness with the men and women of this police department.
Oh no, not at all. That's not what I'm saying.
Don't give me. That's what I'm saying. Let's help so that we can guide.
But that's what I'm asking is what more do we need to do so that we're doing it the right way?
Hold on to him, literally?
No,
Because-
don't do that.
Okay. So, what?
Call us and we'll respond.
Okay.
I know that's right.
I was the lady that found cash and made the phone call to 911. I was the lady that made the 911 call. I found cash and called 911. What I was going to say is, I do thank the Dallas Police Department because prior to that, I had been seeing them in the back of here, kind of patrolling the area, just sitting in the back of here. After that happened, I noticed I instilled to this day. I have been traumatized. I'm afraid. I have a 3-year-old. When my 3-year-old is asleep, I'm running in the room trying to make sure she's still there. So it's really traumatizing to see that. Okay, honey. And I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I am an educator. I'm a teacher specialist at Duncanville ISD. So I live in the area. I'm not a buyer, I'm renting, and I thank the good Lord that I'm not buying. But all I'm saying is I don't feel safe, and it's nothing that you guys are not doing. I've seen you guys even prior to this happening. I've seen you there. And even after it's happening, I've seen you even on my street. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just this situation, I just don't feel safe, you know, with what happened.
Right. And I knew I was hoping that you would be here. That's why I have these ladies that are here. So if you'll stay around, and I don't know how long they can stay, but you know, maybe at least one can stay and they can talk with you, get your information, and help you.
So that clip that we just watched, you can hear the frustration from the community member. You can hear the frustration with Chief Garcia. And to protect the community, you know, I'm sure everyone in that community wishes that they could pin him down. Can I hold him? And, you know, he said no, because there are legal things that can happen to the individual. But here's the question. If he's on your property, can you hold him down? If he is now in your property, can you physically hold him down until authorities arrive? Now, I know you can't grab him if he's out in the street or in someone's yard. You know, you can't really do much there. But if he's in your property, I'm assuming you can, you know. So I think that could have been a little bit more clear on Mr. Garcia's part, just, you know, letting the community member, look, if he's in your property, and let's say this community member did find Darian trying to get into his truck or was snooping around. Obviously, you want to hold him down because he's in your property. You don't want just some stranger just lurking around your yard and just call 911 and be like, yeah, there's a guy in my property just kind of doing weird stuff. Weird. Oh man. But you can hear the frustration from both community member and Mr. Garcia, Chief Garcia. But it's the lady that speaks at the end, you know, who found Cash. It's Antoinese. You can hear the trauma in her voice. You can hear that rumble in her voice of fear, because she found Cash, and she is a mother, she's an educator. And how do you continue with life? And I hope that she receives the support, the mental health support that she deserves, because that is so traumatic. It is a very traumatic situation to be the person to find a lifeless body, especially being a child. Wow. You know, be careful what's out there. I know we have our speculations. I know we have so many questions, and as do I. And it's okay. It's okay to ask those questions, but don't make those questions, don't make these theories 100% true to fit a narrative that is not 100%. You know, we just have to go off of the information that we have as of right now. There are a lot of weird things, a lot of weird cases around this case. The fact that Cash and Carter were left with Monica, and we don't really know a whole lot about Monica other than that she has been arrested. She's been caught with possession, and she assaulted her mother. So that doesn't paint a good picture of Monica at all. And then Cameron, we really don't know a whole lot about Cameron, although he said they were acquaintances. But then Monica was saying that they were friends, and then we find out that there's dogs. And the room, the conditions that these boys were in. The boys were at the very back of the room while everyone was in the front. What? The more I talk about this, the more frustrated I get because of the situation these boys were in. It was like it was bound to happen because of the conditions these boys were in. You know, their father abandoned them pretty much. And it is hard to have any sort of empathy towards the father. I do feel saddened that he missed an opportunity. The loss of a child is one that is a scar for life. I do think if he was responsible, that these two boys would have been able to continue on with their life together. So I really can't, I'm not in a place to say I'm sorry to the father, because he is part of the problem of why Cash lost his life. Monica is also the part of the problem of why Cash lost his life. It sounds like the community members have been reaching out for many times to address this issue with Darian Brown. And, you know, it sounds like Darian and Cameron were friends, so we don't know what that relationship looked like. You know, after seeing the dog on Google Maps, and then on TikTok, I've had people tell me that there are multiple dogs in that home. And in Monica's statement to the Daily Mail, she says that she wakes up at 10. They don't hear anything. How do you not hear anything? How do your dogs not bark? I believe in one of the TikTok videos I saw, somebody tagged me and showed me a link of someone who goes in the back alley of Monica, and gosh, I wish I had the footage, but goes in the back alley and the dog comes running out, and she's like, oh my god, they do have a dog, holy crap. So if that dog ran out, why didn't it run out towards Darian? like I said, I have a lot of questions, especially because of the garage being broken, the amount of noise that garage door should be making. I'm curious about the sliding glass door. It looks like Carter went to bed late. Darian breaking in around 5 a.m., coming back at 7:30. He definitely looks like he has something in his hand. There's video out there, and I was actually looking at his hand. I was curious when he walks in. He walks in with this like this. So poor demonstration on my part, but strange, very strange situation. Strange. I'm just kind of talking at this point, but it just seems like a lot of this could have been prevented. It seems like Cash would have still been here if authorities took the reports, I don't want to say seriously, but it just sounds like I don't know what stopped them from not flagging Darian. And the correction, he was not wearing ankle monitor at that time. So there's that, rumor going around that he had it. And I even said on my TikTok, if he had an ankle monitor, a GPS signal would have, given off that, hey, Darren's not at home. And it just sounds like he wasn't on house arrest when it sounds like he was on an ankle monitor, but not at that time. It sounds like he was free from that. So it just sounds like Darian just had issues. And then you have the story of the grandfather. Just so many things that could have been stopped before it led up to this point. I'm sure we're gonna get this. Like I said, this case might take a little longer, and it all depends on forensics, on what they find, and from there, that's when they will be able to pinpoint who killed Cash. If it was Darren, it's capital murder all the way. In this video, officials don't say that there's a second person, and I'm sure they're not going to say much because they're going to keep this airtight. They're going to keep this tight before anything is released. And I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, the media hasn't covered this very well, and a part of me feels like it could have been covered a little bit better, but I do think the reason why they're not covering it is because it's the deliverance of the authorities. I mean, we saw in the videos that FBI was there. So I'm sure there's going to be a whole ton of work to be done on this case. And then I just think that they're just going to secure it, make sure that it is ready for to present in the courts, to show the findings, to, if Darren did commit that crime, it is a boom, we got you. Now you're going to pay the price. Until then, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you all, and keep in mind this case is heavy. I know a lot of us are in this like, oh my god, my heart's broken, and I'm there right there. I've lost sleep. That first week I got hold of it, that first day, the first 2-3 days, I was just in this whew. But remember, hold your babies tight, hold your children tight. Spend every moment with them. Appreciate them. Appreciate yourself. Enjoy the life that we have. Enjoy every moment. Try to enjoy every moment. And I leave you with see you to the next clip. Until then, go enjoy your family. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy yourself. Love yourself. Panda Punk out. Peace.